Ladies and gentlemen, here we are back in game number 2. It is Team Empire against Team Teuroinen. The Empire guys against the Finnish guys. And in the top left we have Team Empire. Here in the bottom right we have Team Teuroinen. Represented by Mudis and Elfie, and here Team Empire, of course, by Aristeo and Cubit. We are on the map Discordia 4, if I am not mistaken, and this map is an interesting 2v2 map as well, because each team shares one big base with only the main base, no other minerals to mine, and if you move out of your base down the ramp, you just got one natural expansion, so only one player can expand right here. And if you want to take another expansion, it becomes a little bit more risky. Here you have a corner expansion, very far away from your main base. Then you have the center location with gold mineral expansion number 1 and gold mineral expansion number 2. And then you get something here at the 3 o'clock. This is 2 bases, only accessible via this one ramp. So if you control this ramp, this base, you can easily expand to this location as well, even though on the other hand it's a little bit more difficult to defend those, because if you can access this ramp, you can, if you want to access those 2 bases from your main base, you have to walk quite a bit until you are in this base here. Actually, you have to go top up here, right here, and to be there. So, for example, in Zerg with the Nidus Canal expanding to this location, or if you just have some medivacs and some shuttles there available, or just some pylons to rope in some units. That's why if you play with a Zerg player, it is most common that the Zerg player, and exactly this is what Aristeo is doing, going here for the fast hatchery, because to this natural expansion there's this entrance, and this entrance only, so it's a little bit easier to defend those bases. And especially if a Terran player, for example, places some bunkers or just build directly his barracks here on the low ground, which Cubit for the moment is not doing, but which of course is a possibility to do. So there we see both guys, Alfie and Mudis, walled off the top of the ramp here. Overlords, of course, flying around everywhere to see what is actually going on. And looks like Alfie wants to go for the fast 4 gate here once again. Yeah, there we see gate 1, 2, 3, 4, and the cybernetic score is being chrono boosted like crazy. Still's got, as soon as this chrono boost is over, he's got enough energy just for even 2 more chrono boost, even though now another 10 energy are missing. This energy will be available as soon as this last chrono boost is finished. So there we see Cubit going for the bunkers I was talking about. And now the big question, of course, is because yeah, Alfie will have this 4 gate out, he will be able to just go for some mass units here, but how many units will be Cumulus be able to produce? So he's got 2 barracks with a reactor each. We got this barracks with a tech lab, and Mudis is going for the stim as well as Cubit, but Cubit's stim will be finished in 45 seconds. Meanwhile, the stim for Mudis will take another 100 seconds, which is quite a lot. Now Aristeo rearranging his spine crawler here, Cubit going for the second bunker. And meanwhile, for the moment, we see Aristeo just building more Zerglings, but not only more Zerglings, also some drones, so he wants to go for at least some sort of late game transition, even though he's mainly producing Zerglings. So, looks like Alfie and Mudis now moving out. We get some Zerglings by Aristeo here as well, but of course those Zerglings won't be able to do much damage, because of the Zerglings having no speed at all, of course. It's no problem for Alfie Stalkers to run away and not get surrounded. There we see the pylon by Alfie, and of course now Aristeo and Cubit know what is up. Left side we have those 2 bunkers, on the right side we have just 1 spine crawler, so taking on the right side would be a little bit wiser of a choice, but there we see just more zealots being warped in, more Marines in the mix as well. A nice job here by our Elfie having some zealots in the back, allowing all those Marines by Mudis to deal the damage. First bunker is going down already, second bunker is going down right now as well, and Mudis, especially with those Marines now with his stim finished as well, being able to do quite a lot of damage, even though he needs to watch out, those guys needs to watch out that they won't be overextending themselves. The Queen goes down, only 3 Marauders left here for Cubit, and Alfie's zealots are just pounding through the spine crawler, but all the defenses are down, but so are all the units here of both Mudis and Alfie for the moment, but of course both guys constantly producing more and more stuff. What about the supply count for both guys? So we got roughly the same supply count for each player. On the other hand, we see Alfie does not just yet have more units here besides from his drones at the moment, probes at the moment, and looks like they were afraid of some long-term game. I mean, they did some damage, but what's most important is that these 2 bunkers and the spine crawler just bought Aristeia and Cubit enough time, and with this additional hedge up for Aristeia, he was just able to produce enough Zerglings. And of course, if you fight against a Protoss player only having Zerglings, the Protoss player knows what to do. But because this is a 2v2 and not a 1v1, Cubit was able just to get more Marauders and get more Marines out. And the difference between Cubit and Mudis, for example, is Cubit having 2 take labs on the barracks, meanwhile Mudis having 2 reactors on there. And in the end it was just not enough, and Alfie maybe was afraid of a long-term game, and those guys just GGing out of the game. No big deal for Team Empire to advance to the semifinals, even though those games might be a little bit disappointing because they were very, very fast. On the bright side, it can only get better, so congrats to Team Empire, and now it is time for me to check for some other interesting games here for the Competo 2v2 Cup.